So it's going to be tit for tat. If grandma could gum on my man, then I could take her man too. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I'm going up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, thanks for clicking on the video. This is going to be my review for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 6, Episode 4. And like I said, tit for tat. That's how we're doing this. If Carly Red could take her old ass and steal my man, then I can steal hers back. That's what Tommie said. Grandma Carly slept with Scrap. So now Tommie's going to go and fuck with Jock. This was the whole little thing. We went through this whole thing with this episode. Jessica Dime was trying to get to the bottom of it. She wanted to question Tommie, and I was like, oh, God. I said, now, I kind of like the Tommie and Jessica Dime friendship. But Dime, be very careful, because you know how Tommie is. You ask the wrong question, Tommie will hit you in your bottom lip. So I was like, you might want to just kind of let that shit unfold by itself. Don't sit around and perpetrate it. Just let it unfold by itself. Don't worry about whether Tommie really likes Jock or not. And the worker is, you know good and goddamn well Tommie don't like no motherfucking Jock. He run around there looking like, then again, you know what? Let me take that back. Because Scrap was a long-haired, pretty something, honey. So she might like Frankie Lyman, honey. Who knows? Who knows? But I don't believe she likes Scrap, child, or Jock. A mess. And he actually did do the little nude photo shoot for Carly. And Carly sat up in the confessional and said his body looks like shit. Shady as hell. Shady as hell. Anyway, we'll get back to that. Okay, so we had a new character. Her name is Sierra. She got a different kind of look. She looks like a Bratz doll to me. Her head is big and her body is kind of fluffy. Like she's not a big girl. She's not a small girl. She's fluffy. But that head is big as a motherfucker. Her head is big with a bunch of hair on it. That looked like a Bratz doll. But anyway, we got her. She owns the glam shop. It's the salon. It's a full-service salon. She owns that. And then we met the lovely Mimi. She's a nail tech. And it's so funny because this whole persona of lovely Mimi's is the same persona as, y'all remember the heavy girl that was on Kim Kimball's, that was the nail tech that was messy as hell. This is like her all over again. I stopped watching Kim Kimball because of that big bitch and how much she got on my nerves. And lovely Mimi ain't gonna be no different. She just is ridiculous. She is just as ridiculous. She's loud, she's Asian, and she's ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. And then we met Mariah, who is the assistant to Sierra. And now let's get into this real quick. Did you all pay attention? Did you hear what Sierra basically said at one point, and we're going to talk about it later, how she was getting money from a married man. Remember that. Hold on to that. She's getting money from a married man. This was something that happened later in the episode. But let me explain to you the origins of Mariah. And then I'm getting ready to side-eye that bitch. And y'all put it down there in them comments and tell me if you clock this. Mariah is the assistant to Sierra. Sierra's husband, whose name is Shooter. Shooter talked her into hiring Mariah as her assistant. Is Shooter the married man that you get money off of, Mariah, with your motherfucking overbite, bitch? As Sean Bradley would say, the side eye is the fuck definitely eternal. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Y'all put it down in them comments. Tell me what y'all think. The other thing is Sierra cannot stand lovely Mimi. She thinks she's a hood booger. So she just don't like her since she's too fucking loud. She's ridiculous. And guess what, Sierra? I agree. I agree. She's a clown. She is an absolute clown. We'll talk about her some more later. Okay, so let's talk about Jasmine and Carly. So we see Jasmine. Jasmine is literally moving out of her apartment because Kurt is not paying for it anymore. So she's moving out of her apartment. Here we go. Mona, what's up? Because I'm confused. Where were they all living in the apartment that Kurt was paying for? Or does Rod have an apartment as well that all three of them live in? I got kind of confused with that. You done threw me off with that. Somebody got to explain that to me. You weren't clear with that, Mona. But anyway, so she's moving out. She's got everything packed up. The other broad is gone with the baby. Carly Red actually comes over to the house to sit and talk with her. Carly also said in a damn confessional, once she figured out that the two of them had a relationship with Rod, Carly said, "Oh, I want to know what's up with this Rod that Mimi ain't told us about Rod." Carly, you motherfucking dickhound. If you don't sit down, Carly just runs around and literally plays bobblehead to every dick in Atlanta. She just jumps from one dick to the next dick to the next. Now, when we found out that both of them have messed with Rod, so you just take it for granted that Rod got some good dick because he got two bitches. So I guess you gonna fuck him next, huh? Carly, if you don't sit your goddamn ass down. Grandma Carly's too much. But anyway, she was so excited to see the baby. She ended up seeing Jasmine's baby. And Jasmine, you're better than me. Because I would have punched Carly right here. I'd have socked the shit out of her. She would take her baby. Oh, well, baby do kind of look like Kurt. This stuff, the other. She gonna hold the baby. Then she goes grab her phone. She wanna take pictures of this girl's baby. I'd have punched Carly right in her face. No questions asked. I'd have just socked the shit out of Carly. Because, bitch, you are doing way too much. Way too much. Now, you clown, but don't clown my kids. Ain't nobody got time for all that. I'd have fucked Carly up. Grandma Carly, you doing too much. And in the midst of all that, she was so busy wrapping it all up and trying, because she's getting a chuckle out of this. She's laughing on the inside at Rashida. Rashida need to know, bitch, she's laughing at you, bitch. She's not your friend. Carly's nobody's friend. Carly is Carly's friend. Carly is interested in Carly and whatever dick she's putting in her mouth at the time. That's it. But the worker is Carly. You were doing all that, and then you found out later on that they talk about a little dip. The baby had a dimple in his chin. Oh, he got a dimple in his chin like Kurt. Yeah, but you know who else got a dimple in their chin? The one that got a dimple in his ass, that motherfucking Jock. And we found out later that Jock had been fucking that motherfucking Jasmine too, because she's a gutter tramp. She done fucked Jock, and she done fucked Kurt, and Jock that got scared that that's his seed that went up in Jasmine and not Kurt, because he got a dimple in his chin like him and the rest of his fucking kids. And he got 20 of them with the 20 dimple chins, and there are going to be 21 dimple chins. It's like going to Baskin and Robbins for ice cream. A fucking mess. So, laugh that off, Carly. Carly was madder than a motherfucker when Jock told her. I said, it's the tangle where we weave when we practice to deceive, isn't it, Grandma Carly? Bitch. Anyway, moving on. Mama D sat down and met with Bam. The Bam and Mama D have come a long way. They really have. She was explaining to her the problems that her and Scrap is having. Mama D was just as upset. I said, girl, your acting is getting better and better. Go ahead, Mama D, bitch. You know Mama D's on the, what is it, About Justin? About Justin, which is a web series that's out there now. She plays Justin's mother, and her acting is just terrible. She's Mama D all the time. But girl, you getting better. Go ahead, girl. Keep up the good work, Mama D. So she ends up meeting. She said, she asked Bambi, just can you give me a chance to try to work on it? Child, she ended up pulling Scrap together with Bam and her parents. And it was just a mess. And it's like, this shit's over. There's nothing to even fix it. He's being immature again as usual. He's back to acting the way he acted with Erica Dixon. And, it just is what it is. But, baby, you should have expected that. People don't change overnight. It is what it is. It's good when it's good. He's bad when he's bad. Sitting over there all swole the fuck up. I said, went from a little chubby to now it's too many muscles. He was sitting on the couch with his little friend when he was at his little acting class with Jasmine Burke. He looked just as swole. I said, damn, Scrappy. He looked like a fucking dresser drawer. Just as big and thick. I said, all right. But he ready to be free again. He ready to go do what he want to do again. That's all it is. He'll come back. Bambi, you just be there waiting on him, girl. You know how it works. So, okay. Then we find out that lovely Mimi and Tommie had met somewhere, and they're friends. They actually went to the little trampoline park and took their kids, and the kids were having a great time. They really were. Shit, Tommie was having a great time. Tommie was jumping on them damn trampolines like a big old kid and falling. I said, bitch, don't lose your wig, bitch. But it was fun to see. I like Tommie. So I enjoy seeing Tommie doing regular mommy stuff, and she was kind of out of the Tommie, Tommie Lee persona. She was just Tommie the mommy, and it was cute. She was just, down to earth and jumping and falling and just having a good time. It was cute to see Tommie. So we see Tommie got all kind of different sides to her. Bitch crazy. Bitch is crazy. That bitch is simple. I like it. Crazy as hell. She gets, and then she's somebody else, honey. I like Tommie. But anyway, so these two have met each other somewhere in their travels, and then we found out they both were in juvie, and these bitches were sitting there celebrating and high-fiving, talking about, yes, juvie sisters. Nobody ever told you two whores that shit ain't cute? Anyway, they always say this, and I've seen this in my time. Dysfunctional people always find each other. Even when it's male and female, two males, two females. However, for love interests and things, dysfunctional people always find each other. And even when it comes to friendship, dysfunctional people will find each other. Like minds. Crazy as hell. But they were just happy with each other, just having a good old time. And child, did y'all see the lovely Mimi when she was walking up in there? I said, girl, I don't know what you need. Maybe you need to go down to Sears and Roebuck's. You go down to Sears and Roebuck's and get you some of them girdle panties. Because, girl, your pussy is really fat. And it looked terrible in those stretch pants you had on. It was, girl, you had a fupa, a dupa, and a goopa, honey. I said, what is going on? That shit did not look nice. I was like, girl, she's giving fat pussy, honey. She need to do something about that. Maybe some girdle panties or a body magic or something. If you want to wear that kind of shit, you're going to have to get something to smooth all that out. Because that didn't look too hot, girl. You look like a stack toy in the pussy area. It looked a bit much, honey. Looked like if you push on it, it was just going wet everything all up, child. That was a mess. But yeah, that looked terrible. And I know y'all had to notice it. I was like, ooh. Camel toe, camel hump, camel back, camel side, camel everything. It was just terrible. But anyway, or just wear long shirts, bitch. But I don't think she's going to do that because she thinks she's cute. In love with black men. I said, do it, girl. She's married to a black man. So it's cool. The kids are cute. She had some cute little kids. I said, oh, little kids. They were cute. She not cute, but the kids is cute. And she does act like Carly. Like Cardi, rather. Not Carly. Cardi. It's like she tries to act like Cardi B, too. Honey, we already got a Cardi B. We don't need another one. So I don't know if that's going to work for you. She's loud and obnoxious and just irritating. But anyway, moving on. So then they end up, Tommie comes down to the shop to see lovely Mimi. And then Tommie got a burst of Sierra because, see, lovely Mimi had already told Tommie about Sierra. Surely Tommie was already not liking her before she got here because that's her new girlfriend. She came in there, honey. She was like, I don't like you, bitch. And Tommie came in there and was like, girl, everybody in there is all quiet and shit. You trying to tell us to be quiet? Everybody in there is all quiet. If they talk a little bit, they wouldn't be all in our motherfucking business. I was like, oh boy. So they ended up convincing Sierra to meet up with lovely Mimi for some drinks. Said, maybe we need to go into a different environment. Let's go have a couple of drinks and maybe we could hash out our differences. I'll get to that shortly. Okay, so speaking of going out, Mariah introduced us to another friend named Treasure, and her, lovely Mimi, Dime, and Tommie all went out. And this is when you see, even though Dime and Tommie are ratchet fucking bitches, them bitches have some type of level of respect for a married motherfucker, okay? The conversation was going, they was not feeling that shit. Lovely Mimi, Dime, and Tommie was all saying, fuck that, that's not cute. Sleeping with a married man is not cute. Treasure and Mariah were going back and forth about, dealing with married men. That ain't their problem. It's the married woman's problem, this, that, thing, the other. And they thought it was cute. Then they tried to flip it and say something to Tommie. Tommie's like, no, that Carly Red situation is not the same thing. Carly ain't married to a motherfucking soul. And anything I do to Carly is on Carly. Because Carly's a stinking old mother goose bitch. So that was that whole thing. I said, oh boy, this is a mess. So the first taste of good old Mariah and Treasure, them two bitches need watching. And like I said earlier about Mariah, is the married man she talking about, is that Sierra's husband, honey, she's talking about? I can't wait to find out. I know y'all had to catch that. I caught it. But anyway, NT way. So very last thing, Mimi, lovely Mimi, not Mimi, lovely Mimi, and Sierra and Mariah meet up for drinks. They weren't there 10 minutes, and they start going back and forth. And Sierra told her, you want to be black so bad. You're not black. And honey, that just set that motherfucking Mimi off. That bitch jumped up. She had a head full of Zulu, that pink and blonde Zulu knots, honey. Jumped up and told her, I ain't got to be black to whoop your motherfucking ass. I said, oh, come on, Mimi. Come on through, girl. It got real ugly real fast. They went and broke them up. And that damn Sierra basically is at a point where she's trying to make Mariah choose between her and Mimi. And Mimi told her, I quit. I ain't coming back to your fucking shop. Fuck you and your shop, bitch. And so now we got to see what's going to go on with that, because she's trying to make her choose between her friend and her worker relationship. I said, I don't know. You might not want her to choose you, because if she's fucking your husband, we'll see. But that's it, y'all. I'll catch up with y'all next week. Mess.